It's your boy, Jim CB. Welcome back to the channel. You can like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, man, and we are back with another clip, another video, and some things to get into with our thoughts, man. Stay tuned for the commentary, and I'll be with you shortly.
Team laugh talking about Pierce. If the same as John doing what he did, you really believe it all Pierce? Paul, I understand you want to support Job. I want to support Job. But I believe you can support a player and say what you're doing is wrong. You're heading down the wrong path. I'm not talking down the Job. What I'm trying to do is try to give him some advice to keep him out of harm's way. That's it.
See, you can be a fan of someone. You can even love someone, like someone be your friend, but you have to be able to tell them the difference between right and wrong. You have to also be objective to when they do wrong so you can check them and chastise them. So many times in my life, I would fall flat on my face if somebody didn't come along and check me. Put me back in my place or help me put things in its proper perspective and put me back on the right path. So this thing with Ja Morant is really a learning curve, and I didn't want to even speak on this. But at the end of the day, everybody's chiming in on it, and this is Shannon having problems with, people being so quick and so gung-ho on supporting Ja Morant that they forget the fact that, this is an NBA player who is not living a street life, and you shouldn't be able to behave this way or feel comfortable enough to behave this way when you have millions of dollars on the line. It's just crazy, but let's get back into it.
Support Job. But you're not holding him accountable. If you somehow feel like you're supporting it, you're part of the problem. That's the problem. Instead of telling John, you're wrong. Well, you should put that on IG Live, bro. Why would you do that? Why would you hold up to IG Live? Why would you push the button to go live and then put your gun on it? Why would you all comfortable? Why would you do some of the stuff that you're doing?
See, again, it's about accountability. Holding someone accountable, putting them in check, per se, and putting their mindset back in the proper perspective. And there's no other way, there's no better way to do that than, hey man, listen, we gotta hold you accountable for this, man. You out here effing up, man. What is you doing, bro? Why you putting these things online, man? It's sad, man, because he's young, but sometimes we don't get second chances. So this is an opportunity for him to continue to fix himself and, fix his wrongdoings. He shouldn't be out in the streets or behaving this way in these type of activities, because at the end of the day, you don't have nothing to prove. You spent your whole life playing basketball, getting ready for the NBA, and you can't just throw it away once you get the opportunity. You can't squander this opportunity. Let's continue with this, man.
Bro, you're going too fast. Slow it down. Brother, you have an opportunity to make $500-600 million at this thing. Go ahead and make your money. You don't need to do that. That's what Paul Pierce should have been saying, instead of saying trying to give him an out for some of the things that he's been doing. Oh, you're wrong, bro. Do that. Oh, that's a talking point. I hear a lot of people on the other side using that very talking point that you just used about rap videos and waving guns and saying all this bullshit. I don't know what you got this for, Paul, but again, if I'm not mistaken, he might have been drunk a half day himself. That happened at 3:16 a.m. He got to be drunk. He had to be high to say something as foolish as what he do. Don't press send. Don't press send, Paul. That's something you should have kept to yourself, Paul Pierce. You should have absolutely kept that to yourself. If that's the only thing, if that's the only way you can support Ja Morant and what he's going through by trying to obfuscate him, keep that to yourself, bro. That's about be the dumbest thing you've ever said that you ever tweeted.
And so what Shannon is speaking on is Paul Pierce's statements in regards to Ja Morant and the situation at him waving guns. Paul Pierce states in his Twitter that we glorify and normalize all the rappers who do it and get paid from waving guns and rap videos making millions. I'm trying to understand, make this make sense. What crime did he commit? Now, if you do not have a license to carry a firearm, that's the last time I checked, illegal. Okay. And even though he didn't get caught with it, flashing it online is just as bad because, hey, we have video confirmation of you posting a pistol online, waving it in the air like you just don't care. Now, part of the issue is you can't use one thing to justify the other. Now, rappers, rap, movies is all known to be entertainment. Yeah, basketball is a form of entertainment, but the last time I checked, John Morant's not a rapper, not trying to be a rapper. I haven't seen him do the Dame Lillard thing, and even Dame Lillard is not picking up a pistol to wave it and make it a promotion as far as rap, but Ja's not doing none of that. He's a basketball player. So that's where it's like, hold on, Paul Pierce, your argument loses credibility. Now, like Shannon said, this was posted at 3:16 a.m. on the 7th. It's basically in the middle of the night, the wee hours of the morning. You know, he could have been intoxicated, as Shannon said, but at the same time, this type of behavior in hip hop is normalized. This is not a wrong statement. It's just not the time frame or not the proper argument to place here because Ja's not a rapper. Ja's a basketball player. Ja Morant plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's not signed to a record label where he makes videos and things like that. I think Ja must have been in the club or wherever he was at having fun, and he lost control of, what he was doing. I mean, that's just like kind of an out I'm giving him, but it's really not an out. I won't say that, hey, maybe this man was in his right frame of mind when he made these mistakes, because clearly he wasn't. And if he was, he needs to go ahead but all of the behavior before this seems to reveal that Ja Morant thinks he's a gangster in some form or fashion. This is kind of similar to the road that Aaron Hernandez was on, where you had everything you needed to be successful, and you decided to engage in illegal or not so media friendly or organization friendly behaviors off the court or off the field. Criminals and the criminal element in the sports world just can't coexist. It's sort of like being a rapper and trying to be a hustler at the same time. You're gonna have to pick one, because you can't do both. You can't have your feet in both worlds like that, because it's all gonna come crumbling down. But let's get back to Shannon real quick.
Yeah, if when you got stand or whatever you went through, I don't know the whole details. This or that, whenever it happened. And if you want to protect yourself, I get it. But you wouldn't flashing it. You wouldn't wave it around. And you definitely didn't advertise that you had it on it. Because if you had it, somebody go run. When you start advertising things, that's when you got to be careful flashing money and doing all these other things and up on IG and Twitter or whatever else. Because people will run down on you, Skip. People looking for you to come up, they looking to get a lick. A lot of people don't want to work, they want to take what somebody else has. And so
that's a fact.
Let them know what you may or may not have. Yeah, Paul Pierce, I don't agree with nothing. Anything Paul Pierce said. Absolutely not. Other than the fact that you have a right to protect yourself. But how do you know that's what y'all's going through?
Yeah.
So now you're assuming that you're protecting himself because somebody threatened him. Then,
so in the situation, Paul Pierce also personalized it based on an event that happened to him when he was coming up, where somebody tried to stab him, or if not stabbed him. I don't know the whole story, but I've heard rumblings of this beforehand, in like interviews and things like that. This has been mentioned before with Paul Pierce and something happening. I don't know the whole story, so I'm not gonna pretend as if I do. But we do know that there's some type of event happened where it was knife or stabbing related, and as it would do any human being, when you go through something where your life is in jeopardy, it sticks with you. And it also, while it sticks with you, it also changes your perspective and your perception on people around you. So it's like almost like he's personalizing the situation instead of looking at the facts that's going on with Ja Morant. And he's assuming things that is not necessarily there. So let's get back to it again.
Good point of order. Also, Train Day is one of my all-time favorites, but Denzel and the Equalizers. Exactly. A lot to be with. All right. I had no idea which direction the man across the table for me was going to go on this, but I'm all ears because the man across the table from me played in the National Football League. It is in the National Football League's Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So your perspective on this is going to be way more valuable to me than my perspective on what Paul Pierce is tweeting about in the middle of the night.
And I also like the fact how Skip Bayless kind of let Shannon lead this, saying, hey, this may not be my ballpark, my cup of tea, so I'm going to kind of defer to you. And he says that Shannon's point may be very his point will be more valuable than the point that Skip may make. And it's not to say that, oh, you're a black man from the bottom, so you should understand this. No, it's more like, hey, you played in the NFL, you know the pressures, you're in the Hall of Fame, you know what it takes to succeed in, that career path and things like that. So I'm giving it to you because you actually played in it, and I wish that Skip took that approach more often, because sometimes, like the whole ordeal with him and Shannon and with the Tom Brady situation, had he done that at that point, so it's been talks behind the scene, but that's just a side point. But I just hope everything works out for Ja Morant as a young black man, and I hope he gets it together, because nobody wants to see him go down. We have enough losses in in our communities anyway. We don't need to see somebody who could possibly be a leader to the younger children go down a dark path. And got all the respect in the world for Shannon and what he's done on the field and off the field, as well as Paul Pierce. And I hope these gentlemen could all sit down and, or just agree to disagree at this point. But very valid point made by Shannon Sharpe here. So man, once again, it's Gems TB out. See you when I see you.